So do you think Standards Australia is doing enough around its sort of, telling the story behind these various different committees and numbers and what they all mean?
Yeah, look, it's something that we need to do better at, no doubt about it. So I've been in the role for just on 6 months now. I knew of standards when I started. I had no idea about the breadth of impact that they have and positive impact. I think you're right. The people that contribute their time and their expertise, they are incredibly passionate, often incredibly smart, but often incredibly technical in their fields of expertise. And I think with that comes a lot of conversation around TC this, technical spec that, and that's incredibly important, and we need that to underpin all our standards. But I think what we then need to do as an organisation is make those standards real. So how do we put it into a story that actually tells the everyday Australian, these are the standards that are helping their life, these are the standards that are protecting them every day, these are the standards that are looking after their family, their children, their friends, and actually take those technical specifications and put it into a real life story.
So it's the outcomes, isn't it? And it's telling the story.
All outcomes, tangible outcomes.
So how, I mean, it's easy to say that, but how are you sort of thinking about doing that? How are you going to get those stories out? Because that's the stuff that people are going to listen to and are interested in. Yeah,
definitely. So the first thing we need to do is, as you said, it's the outcome. We need to make it real. So we need to make it... We need to make it a story around people can directly relate to. We need to think about the channels that we use. And we're actually going through at the moment a sort of like a brand communication and marketing strategy refresh to actually turn our mind to that. I think we have been, to be brutally honest, I think we've been great at talking to the people who know us and telling ourselves the great work that we do within the standards community. We need to take the step to tell those great stories outside the standards community as well. And what that means is we do need to challenge ourselves about how we tell those stories, but also where we tell those stories as well.
So a membership body like ours, what are you looking from, how can we help? What is it that we could do?
So there's probably two things. I think first and foremost, there's a very big thank you to your members that sit on those committees, whether it's the sort of like the national committees or the international committees. As I said, without their time and expertise, we don't exist and standards don't exist. But the second thing I think, and I tell this to my team at Standards Australia as well, it actually champion the work you do. Be proud of the work you do. Be proud of the impact that you're making. And it's as simple as whether you're at a barbecue, whether you're catching up with friends, actually tell them about the great stuff that you're doing and actually make it real for them as well, so they know a little bit more about standards and a little bit more about how standards play a really, really important part in their life as well.